Without further ado, let's get into what everybody's been waiting to see, which is the Autodesk Assistant, the AI. Let me go ahead and delete these schedules. All right, so here's my honest opinion. It is not ready. And let me show you how to use it. So you can use it in 3 different ways. And here's the tab over here. It's called the Autodesk AI Assistant. You got the Insight tab. You've got the prompt library if you had any prompts. And then it also has your chat history, right? Then you got your settings right here. See where it says tech preview? So you want to make sure that this is turned on in your settings. You want to come back over here to your chat. So you can do a couple different things, right? And you got this little prompt here to kind of get you and guide you through what it is that you can do. As you can see, it's AI generated responses. So if I click on this right here and it says, hey, what can you do for me? It'll just say, it'll come over here and it'll put in the task like you're dealing with an AI. So, hey, we can do schedule management, view management, element operations, analysis, organization, sheet management, room, export, room and space management, export views, answer questions, okay? So that's cool when you can go ahead and start and just ask it, okay, what else can you do? And then look, you can hit this where it says new chat. You can click on that and then you can actually start a new chat if you need to, right? So you got this as your tech preview and you can click over here. This says, hey, you can do a new chat, but I'm gonna go ahead and stay which one I got right now. So what can you do for me? So remember what it said. Here's all the different prompts that you can do. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna create a wall schedule, right? I'm big on creation because right now I'm doing AI assistant with Claude, and I'm gonna have a separate video for that for you guys can be able to see what that workflow looks like. But right now, so far, I want you guys to see this for yourself and tell me what you think. So we're gonna create schedules and we're gonna say this is gonna be for walls, right? But then you gotta be explicit, all right? I'm gonna show you what I mean by explicit. So I'm gonna create wall schedule for walls, and then I want by type, all right, height, width, okay, and depth, and then I want count, levels, all right, and then by type, mark. See what you got. So I go ahead and hit enter. Now it's going through and it says I'll create a wall schedule with the fields requested, type, height, and you can do this even if you're in this view here. So I'm just go over here, click on this. But what you're gonna see now is that you're gonna be in this view, and we are, just having it open. You don't necessarily have to be. And so right now I'm gonna go wall schedule. Look, it created it, told me what it did. It said this is what it executed. So it gave me the type, unconnected height, width, length, all right, count, base constraint, and type mark. So what I would say right now, after running pretty in-depth tests, just tags and different things like that. So what I would tell you is right now, it's not ready. This is just a tech preview, as it says here. I think this is just the beginning. I know they hyped it up and said that this was going to be this end all be all. I would tell you right now that it's still got a lot of ways to go. You can use it more accurately for queries. And let's go into the schedule. So it'll put the schedule to none. So now I'm gonna go ahead and click on the schedule so far. And so what you got right now is you got the type mark, you got base constraint, okay? And this is the sample model that we have here from the 2027. You got the length, you got the count, we got the width, all right? And so now you've got this all here, got it by different levels, all right? And then I can say, hey, sort this by level and calculate, right? Totals. And let's go ahead and see what it do. It's gonna go ahead, it's gonna think a schedule. And what happened? It did not give me that feature. It went ahead and gave me a separate one, right? And it sorted it kind of like I wanted it, gave me the totals, all right? And you gotta be very, very explicit, but in my opinion, it's gonna take too much time to have to keep going back and forth. But with a few text prompts, they did work. As you can see right here with that one, it still comes under none. So I would like it to go under ask me a specific group to be intuitive to say, hey, where do I want it in the project browser? Obviously it's gonna put it on the schedules, but I would like to probably also say what the name is and everything else. So right now, in just a few text prompts, I was able to go ahead and type in using the AI assistant to go ahead and get all of the walls and everything else here based upon levels and the types. And so if I was go into properties and look at the schedule, because hey, that's what we want to see, right? Go into the properties and see, like, look, the base constraint. But this is what I was talking about right here. It kind of, I would have put the footers here, but it kind of did its own thing a little bit. where I did base constraint, but it's kind of working. That's why I said this is a tech preview, but I kind of wanted to show you all the things that I typed and what it actually did as far as going through. So it did some defaults, but I would say that you want it to be a lot more intuitive. It's a nice starting out, ask you some questions so that way you can make sure the schedule is right the way you want it without having to do a whole bunch of stuff. But hey, I'm not mad at the fact that they're starting to implement AI. This is the first one, so I wanted to go through, cover over what the AI is doing and everything else like that. So that is what the schedule looks like. Let's go ahead and go over to a floor plan. All right, so now I'm going to be on the floor plan, and now this is open. And so what I'm going to say now is, I would like to update wall tags from P02 to P. See what it does. Yes, it's saying update. Yep, that's what I want. Update the mark in the physical view. So, do you want to update as a type mark? Yes, I'm okay with that. Which parameters should I update the type mark?
Quick timeout. If you're trying to follow along, but you've got specific questions about how this applies to your project, you don't have to figure it out in the YouTube comments. I just opened up my official Skool community. It's where I host all my live Q&As, share my personal Revit templates, and network with other architecture and construction pros. Plus, if you join the premium tier, you get instant access to my complete Zero to BIM masterclass. There's a link in the description. Open it up, join the group, and let's get back into the model.
So it'll give you some messages. It'll say, hey, this is going to happen in all of them. Yes, and let's go ahead. I got you. I'm just using this as a test. So it gives some safeguards to ask you some intuitiveness. But the problem is that where you see right here, it says, hey, I need your explicit confirmation on which. Option 1, duplicate the wall, to option 2. And that's what I said before. It's going to take you a little more time. The way they have it right now, even just doing simple things, understood, you have confirmed, and finally got to the command. So I wanted to go through an execution to see kind of how much explicit you have to have. But in all honesty, I could have just went ahead and right clicked the wall itself, and I could have made the change to say select all the walls and done it that way. So in that regard, that's what I'm talking about as far as different things. So look, and now that we've typed all these things in, let's go ahead. I want to show you the chat history. Okay, so it shows the chat history here. And so you have that. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and start a new chat, and it says, hey, don't show this message again. It says current conversations automatically saved, which is okay. That's fine. Got it. And like I said before, the good thing is when you start the new chat, you'll get this over here and there's different prompts. I do like the fact that it does start you off with it. They call it a tech preview is on, and you see that here. So hey, now one thing to keep in mind, just in case, because I know we're all thinking it. So if you ever want to find this and you're looking for it, right? And you, so say you get rid of it because you might do it. You click this right here. It's just like any other window. If you come back over here, go back, user interface, you'll see this right here. Look, you'll see the different points, different parts, and you'll see this right here with this project browser, keyboard shortcut. Now for me, I still would like to do this here where I always put my browser on the right side, okay, from a workflow perspective. But like I said before, we wanted to go and get into, find out what all the hype is, see exactly what this is, and you'll be able to see it. So now I'm going to go ahead and go a little bit step further. I'm going to go to a 3D view. Actually, I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to give a little explicitness, and we're going to type in, just see what all the fuss is about with this. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to say, go back to user interface. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the AI assistant. As you can see here, it just pops in on the other side. And see, look, it can check naming sheets, consistency, it can create door schedules, okay. And like I said, we can go ahead and ask what it can do for me. In this case, I'm gonna say, I want a 3D isometric of break room. Make sure I got this right. Break room C05. Let's see here. Stop above ceiling. Add a new section, view. Yes, you can open it. All right, let's do this. Let's open view. All right, so now let's check. All right, so it opened a 3D, and this is where it gets a little bit confused because it opened up a section. So now let me go to 3D views. Let's see where it actually put this because I want to be able to find it. That's not it. Let's see here. The new set. Oh, so this is what it created. It created a section cut. But I asked for a isometric 3D view. And that's where I said before, it has a little bit of a problem because it created, all right, cool. I'm gonna try this again from that section. Okay, cool. From the section, create the isometric. All right, and that's what happened. So it says, hey, saying that it did, it says view name here, isometric. Okay, let's go ahead and try to find this. See, there's a project browser in the search. And so even though we said 3D, this is what it gave us. It gave us this section. Now, and so that's, like I said, it's one of those things where we want to kind of show exactly what you can and can't. My opinion is it's quite not ready yet from a preview standpoint, but you can still use it for just, basic things. Okay, let's go over here. Let's just check some naming. Let's go out of the search and let's come down here and let's say, hey, okay, changed A plans to B. Plans. Let's see if I have to get more specific than that. No, so I had to get more specifics. Okay. Check, change sheet numbers. That's probably my fault. From A series, B series. That's perfect. I'll change all the A series sheets to B series. And says it's doing it. It's analyzing the request. Okay. Says executing. And if you want to, you can cancel the request right here if it's going right. Oh. It's saying that it went and did all that already, so it's perfect. Successfully changed all 54 A series sheets to B series. Let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so this is what it did. It went and did exactly what it was supposed to do. I changed it. So like I said, having this in here, make sure what you'll do is you'll figure out the specific tasks that you want to go ahead and change and see and test this out. But in my opinion, doing this right now with Claude connector and MCP, which, like I said, I'm dropping a video for the whole workflow as far as using Claude and being able to use that, is a lot more efficient and easy to use at this current moment. I applaud Autodesk for going ahead and trying this out, but it's still got a lot of work. So what I wanted to do was just at least go through all this so you guys can kind of see what you can do from a standpoint of utilizing the Autodesk AI assistant. So what I've shown you so far in a quick recap was, hey, we changed wall tags, we were able to change sheet names, we were able to create schedules, right? But it still took some time and could have done faster. So I don't know if we're using AI assistant, it's supposed to make our lives easier, but so far it's gonna probably take a while for it to really get going. Autodesk, where they roll out stuff that's quite not ready yet. At the same time, we got to give them some grace so they can actually do it. But my strong opinion is using Nanico IO as a plugin, or like I said, I'm gonna do a video on Claude inside of Revit, and that'll be what we use overall. But here's what you think. I want to kind of go in depth for the Autodesk AI assistant so you guys can kind of check it out and, like, subscribe, and share, and comment what you think about the Autodesk AI assistant. Is it too late to the game? Are you excited about it? But I want to kind of go over and create a separate view just for this so you guys can kind of see the scenarios that as I put together. All right, bye.